Hello, beautiful friends. This is an amazing celebration for Divine Mother, with Divine Mother, of course, in all of us, in all of you. And I'll start with a little bit of sound, since Divine Mother is the mother of sound. So this is our master class about Divine Mother with Divine Mother. We always want to make sure to invite her to be with us, and we will do that. And I have been doing that every day since 2017 when I first met her. And so I have so many teachings to share from Divine Mother. And of course, you have so many teachings to share about Divine Mother. She is the mother of us all. And we have just finished a masterclass with Yogananda. For me, this was the pyramid, the journey to Divine Mother. I really could not imagine that Divine Mother could really be a being that, you know, an ordinary human can actually meet. So I never really thought about it. I was learning from Yogananda and all the teachings that I shared during our masterclass. So I practiced every day, liberating, expanding and liberating. And that's pretty much how it goes. It is all about liberating, and what we are liberating ourselves from is actually the self. And that's kind of, it's funny, because as we liberate our being from the self, we expand into more, until one day we can embody our full divine self, and that connects us to cosmic consciousness. We expand throughout cosmos. We just become completely one with it, one with her, really. And so that's the journey, liberation and expansion. So it's within us, it's within all of us. And so I followed the path of Yogananda as he was sharing with us also. You can find the videos, the recordings of all of it on our YouTube, on Green Tower Guru. And the thing is that everything builds up, right? We are programmed to be constantly evolving, but not skipping really any pathways, any steps, because that's like going to cosmic school and trying to skip some, you know, steps that are important. And so everything is about just following a pathway. And there are many different teachings. With Yogananda, the pathway was very simple. With Divine Mother, it's also very simple. And that's what I love about the teachings of Divine Mother and Yogananda and all the great teachers who came from the lineage of Divine Mother. And really, we all come from the lineage of Divine Mother. It is just that we need to remember it. So with Divine Mother, it's simplicity. With Yogananda, it's also simplicity. So maybe you learned the steps that lead to this great expansion, and that is number one, we transmute all life force. Then, and we don't have video, so can you guys see at least the screen with Divine Mother's prayer? I don't use video. I find it better to be focusing within, and for all of us also to be focusing within. Okay, great. Wonderful. So, you know, for me, if you listening to someone on a video, like you looking at them, you're focusing at the face you're seeing, but for the teachings that I share, I prefer that we actually focus on what is the essence, what is the energy, what is actually within us, instead of looking at each other's faces. So let's look at Divine Mother's face. And actually let's look at her light, the light of Divine Mother that permeates all things. So Divine Mother, I really didn't think it was possible to encounter her as a being, as even, you know, like when somebody tells me the goal is cosmic consciousness, I don't know what that means until you experience it for yourself. And so this is all about having the experience for yourself. Let us be guided. Yogananda taught us that number one, purification is essential, ideally every day. Every day there are some energies that could be within us, they could be around us, they could be a burden, They could be a shadow. Who knows? Just our thoughts produce a lot of energy. Our emotional nature produces a lot of energy. Our ancestors produced a lot of energy. We produced a lot of energy in our past lives and all the other lifetimes we had. And so purification only makes sense. Just like probably you like to take a shower in the morning, it's a great way to start a day. And so purification is always really important. And the next step is adding light. So we remove all the shadows, we add the light. This was the pathway of Yogananda. So after that, when we add light, which was the second step with Yogananda, we can constantly be adding light. That never ends because, you know, cosmos is always expanding through light. And so we are programmed the same way, the same image of God. That means expansion of light, expanding into more of our own being. So that's a great step to take every day. Add some light to yourself. And again, we learn from Yogananda how to do it and to work with the higher dimensional beings that we call the angelic healers in the realm of angels. So that was second step. The third step is expansion into our own soul. So getting to know the big being that exists on the soul plane and not just here around us. We expand. And then when we get to know the soul, we actually realize our creative power. And then the next step with Yogananda that he taught us was to expand even beyond the soul and to go from that which seems to be individualized, the body of the soul, we go into spirit. And spirit, that's like going into cosmos. You just float around in cosmos and constantly expand. And that is the journey that leads to Divine Mother. So Divine Mother truly is a being. She also is just presence. It really depends on how she wants to meet you. So she meets us when we become really attuned in love to her. Everything is about attunement in love. Truly, a Divine Mother is this unifying presence in all of us. She is the one that unifies through love. And she is also the creator of cosmos. So it's pretty incredible when she manifests to you. I don't know which form she will take, you know, from I have seen her in several forms, but also I love listening to people who also met Divine Mother and the form that she took on. And so it seems that she will just meet you wherever, you know, she believes you will be best in communion with her form. So I'm going to use the form of this beautiful light of Adi Shakti. And very often people who follow the path of the mother, they say it's Shakti path, Shakti. And that is definitely one way to perceive her. She also can be absolutely perceived in many different forms. And so again, it really depends on who you are and what energies you have attuned to. So Yogananda, after this training, really led me to Divine Mother, or maybe he led Divine Mother to me, I don't know. But again, it's not about an individual experience, it's a collective thing. We all want to be attuned to Divine Mother because of who she is, and then how that transforms who we are. Once we merge with the consciousness of Divine Mother, we actually become much more loving, much more understanding, much more forgiving, much more compassionate. And I think I said caring. Divine Mother, you know, she is the ultimate caring presence that unifies all. And so Yogananda, again, I every day connect with Yogananda, Divine Mother, and Divine Mother will always speak to you through your heart, and she will also take on a voice, and she will again find her ways to talk to you. She speaks with words, of course, because as you can imagine, as a divine being, there is no limitation on how she can approach you. So it's nice to be very open-minded and open-hearted, really is the key. And Yogananda, he obviously, you know, to meet Divine Mother, you still have to attune your heart, and it's the passion that calls her in. It's the love that calls her in, and it's the feeling of unity that, you know, we have as humanity that calls her in. the big change on planet Earth that's taking place right now, it's all about Divine Mother actually coming back into this world and changing this world. She will change it so much, this world will be unrecognizable. And I'll speak about that as well. But first, let us call her in. Let us show her our passion for her, really. And this is a prayer or maybe a song that Yogananda dedicated to Divine Mother. And he was standing outside and he was calling Divine Mother in. So it's not that she is always visible to us or audible to us, you know, it's an attunement. And so this was an attunement that Yogananda used. And he was looking at the sky and calling the mother to come out, to stop hiding, not to be silent, to speak to him. And actually he did it with so much passion that Divine Mother appeared to him. She appeared in the sky and they had a fabulous time chatting with each other, which is what happens. And so let us go into our hearts first. The Divine Mother is a feeling nature within us. And the feeling nature is not a thought. She truly is in the body and in the heart. And from the heart, and there are so many teachings on how to actually activate a feeling in the heart. And one way is to feel the love for Divine Mother. One way is to feel love for creation. One way is to feel love for nature, or to feel love for whatever it is that evokes the feeling of love in you. And then let us connect with this feeling. The yogis use the prayer position. It's also used in religions. And the reason for that is because it brings the unity of Divine Mother and Father God into our hearts. And so if you want, you can put your hands in the prayer position by your heart, which is a wonderful energetic mudra where the energies within your body connect. And again, with a big smile, let us call the Mother. Mother, I give you my soul call. You cannot remain hidden anymore. Come out of the silent sky. Come out of the mountain glen. Come out of my secret soul. Come out of my cave of silence. And our beloved Divine Mother is very playful, and she will always send you a sign when she's with you, and you will always know when she's with you. It's very beautiful. Now let us look at this beautiful Mother. When I met Divine Mother, number one, she will test our ability to be in surrender and fearless. Fearless. And I always say, Divine Mother does not test through pain and suffering. That is just a human creation, really. Through unconsciousness, Divine Mother designed this world to be a world of love, but to also be fearless, knowing who you are. So she tested fearlessness and many, many, many different tests. And this is for all of us, to be fearless in this nature. Our nature is much more than what we understand as nature, which would mean, you know, the manifested nature on this planet that we understand as animals, as plants, as rocks, as the elements. Cosmic nature is really what we were made of and belong into. And as beings of cosmic nature, we are designed to be like Christed beings, which means, well, we actually are Christed beings, and that means fearlessness, absolute fearlessness. But fearlessness, really, for me, it was definitely not easy, and I also failed. And that was when Divine Mother, for example, took me into cosmos to look at cosmic creation, and she said, surrender. And you know, they are the 4 steps that Divine Mother shared, and that is to relax, to let go, to trust, and to surrender. And so the first time when she took me in cosmos, and this happens in all traditions, so every tradition will have a different description of this process. It also happens in the shamanic traditions, So I'll share the one that I understand to be the mystical experience with Divine Mother. She will take you to your next level of being, to the next level of being, to the next level of being. And at some point, there is that absolute surrender where the self no longer exists. And Divine Mother says, are you ready? Are you ready to expand with me so much that you will stop existing? That kind of is the invitation. And I wanted to try, but I had a fearful thought. And the fearful thought was, well, if I stop existing, what will happen to my child, for example? And so that immediately, I say, kicked me out of the experience. And I had to wait until the next time Divine Mother appeared and said, this time maybe you're ready. And so the next time I was ready to expand with her into cosmic consciousness. And it's kind of like a tricky experience because you see the beautiful cosmos behind her, within her, and she is in all things in cosmos. And so it is only in fearlessness and surrender that we can become one with her. And that is the great mystical experience. And so one day, again, she invited me, and so I expanded with her this time. And this time I went through it. And so first, it seems like you stop existing. That is the moment of complete nothingness. But then she surprises you. And the next moment after nothingness is actually everythingness. And that's the only way I can describe this cosmic state of expansion. And it has everything to do with our own life force. So life force actually can be visible as rainbow light. And that's why we speak about the rainbow warriors, the rainbow children, the rainbow serpent of creation, or here almost a picture of a rainbow cosmic dragon. So there is a lot of wisdom in the rainbow teachings from all around the world about the serpent power. The serpent actually is the Divine Mother herself in her primordial form. And that's something that is not easily understood with our, current civilization and current belief systems. But everyone who experiences the Mother will experience the rainbow light expansion as a serpentine power within us and all around us, and actually in all things created in nature by nature. The rainbow light is like the light that permeates all things. Just a moment. Let us just look at this beautiful Mother. And so this picture, if you have the book of the 33 codes, which was a big mission given to us, contains this picture. This is a photo of the sky, and this actually happened when the 33 codes were received to activate the planetary grid. And this being, Divine Mother, Father God, appeared in the sky, actually above our house, after we finished a group meditation. And this was a huge portal of light. It was the most miraculous thing I've ever seen in the sky, actually. It was just beyond. And maybe you can see her eyes, you can see the serpent, you can see her form actually as a dragon. It's absolutely incredible. And there is a lot to be said about this picture. There is no limit to how Divine Mother can appear to us. Absolutely no limit. If she wants to reach you, if she wants you to see her, she will absolutely do that. Sometimes she comes to people as a girl, sometimes, as the Shakti, sometimes as the Green Tara, sometimes as the Rainbow Serpent like this. And, the sky is her. She can actually do anything and everything. And she will always be, she's a reflective power. And this is something to understand. This picture shows you the pure actual life force of Divine Mother, the pure rainbow light that she is. And there is something so magical actually about the way that the world is created. Everything is up to us, how we use this life force, how we use this rainbow light. Do we use it to create world peace? Do we use it to create thriving for all? And if we do, she will reflect it back to us, because we took this life force that flows through all things and we gave that life force information what should she become is always the question, because you and me, we are also creator beings, and it was our design to co-create with God, to co-create beauty, to co-create paradise, to co-create this amazing expansion of love. And how we do it, it doesn't matter. But actually, I think it might sound very religious, but we were designed to glorify God, to glorify Divine Mother. And glorification happens in how we take this life force and how we use it. So that's glorification. When you understand that this gift of rainbow light is flowing through you in every single moment, and it is your thoughts and your feelings and your words and your actions that give this amazing life force, this pure life force, you give direction with your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. So you take this, whether you know it or not, it goes within you, it reads you because it's super intelligent. This is a superpower of cosmic creation. It reads every single one of us all the time. There is no secret within us. You know, this is what runs through us. This is what keeps us all in existence, no matter if we are here in a body or somewhere else in a different body or no body, you know, it doesn't matter. This super intelligent cosmic force reads all of us, and it becomes that which is within us. Our lives are always just, it's a reflection of what is within us. And so that's why we want to have a lot of light within. That's why we want to have a lot of love within, because then all around us is a reflection of that. And so she is the mirror. And when you are full of love, like for example, Yogananda, when he prayed like this to Divine Mother, you know, when you fill yourself up, she will create miracles around you. There's no limit. And the miracles very often are visible in the sky. So that's why, for example, Yogananda, after he prayed to Divine Mother, she appeared to him in the sky. And that is because she's the cosmos herself. But because cosmos is also our beloved planet, she deeply, deeply, deeply is connected to all the energies within the earth herself, the 5 elements, the fire, the water, the air, the earth, the ethers. That is how she creates. Now, when you meet Divine Mother, she will initiate you into the 5 elements that have created everything in cosmos with her, through her, for her, because she is, in a way, the big director of the 5 elements. Now, this is so fantastic. So within us are 5 elements. These 5 elements are what creates all realities, whether it is here or somewhere else in the cosmos, in another dimension. You will always find those 5 elements, and together they create infinity, because it's a big cosmic alchemy, and this alchemy is within us. So Divine Mother introduced me to the 5 elements, and every mystic who starts working with Divine Mother will be also introduced to the 5 elements and become a magician and manifest miracles instantaneously, because you get to command the 5 elements. And maybe that's a big word, but actually that's what it is. You become a director like Divine Mother of the 5 elements. And I found some pictures here for you guys. So Divine Mother, she obviously is the mystery behind all things. And so, for example, here in the tarot cards that I love, the Thoth tarot cards, you see the mystery of the divine child within as the 5-pointed star. It is no surprise that we have this myth about, you know, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and the serpent coming and giving Eve an apple. And I think that's how it goes. But Divine Mother told me specifically, and this might be too much for some, but this is what she told me, that she is the serpent who came to give humanity again the apple of life, to remind them of who they are. And can you guys hear? And so she came to remind humanity, when we lost our connection with her, who we are. And not only is this huge mystical piece within the apple, Number one, the apple has a 5-pointed star that reminds humanity to connect with the 5 elements. It reminds humanity to connect with the 5-pointed star, which is within us. As you can imagine, we have the head, the arms, the legs. But what does it mean? It means we become again a co-creator. And you see this amazing spirit, which is ether, air, water, earth, and fire, as the perfect balance within the heart and the center. Now, this is huge because also the apple is the toroidal field. When you look at the apple, you know, you have the top and the bottom. It's like a North Pole and a South Pole within us. We are beings of a toroidal field. So number one, all mystics that I know and magicians always put the 5 elements around them. This is a great practice. It is a great practice to connect with the 5 elements, which connects you to the 5-pointed star, the 5th dimensional origin of our being. And actually, it's amazing. Spirit is ether. And also, Divine Mother's teachings. I actually took some screenshots from a show on Gaia, which shows this perfectly. This is the teaching of Divine Mother, is to create the tree of life within you and all around you. And you see the shape of the toroidal field. This is so exciting. This is the shape of an apple. Divine Mother often uses songs. She will start singing to you. And sometimes, let's say you work, let's say you're working in the garden and suddenly a song comes into you. Then I would say that song came to you from your cosmic Mother Nature. And so sing that song and you will always realize either it is a tone that she wanted you to have or she wants to tell you something. And so it's amazing. There's so much to be said about Divine Mother, but this is the basic teachings that she gave me at the beginning of all things before the big downloads. But this is really important. You know, we have so many stories that really don't tell us the truth about things, but it doesn't matter. We as mystics have to simply uncover these understandings within us. And so in the morning, it's a great practice to have, connecting with the spirit above you and with all the 5 elements. And again, there are many, many mystical schools where they teach different chants, how to connect with all the elements. The thing is, it all leads to Divine Mother. Divine Mother really is the one who creates all things, this amazing intelligence in all things. But the fun thing is, she can manifest to you as a being. She can manifest as the rainbow serpent. She can manifest as the Shakti. She can manifest as who knows what. And it will be simply because her unlimited abilities and intelligence. And really, if she can create cosmos, she can manifest herself in front of you as whatever she wants to be, you know. And then that's the fun part when she does it. And so how do we call the Mother in? It can always only be through our love. Since she is love, she responds to love. And that's why Yogananda always spoke about being truly in devotion. And I'm gonna share a video. So at the beginning, I was recording all the messages from Divine Mother. I was writing them down. I was always traveling with a journal, and I was in Sedona, and you know, Sedona is an amazing portal. So Divine Mother would speak all the time. So I was sitting on the rocks, writing it all down. And I was working with different voice artists to create these videos. But in the end, it was too, it was too much work. And so I started to simplify. But here is a video that I recorded with Divine Mother and all the messages from her. And I worked with a wonderful voice artist to help me record this. So these are messages from Divine Mother. And there is one important part, and I loved what she called this. She said, the human ego is a lost traveler without a map. And when I wrote that down and I heard it, I thought, that's it. And she said, don't trust someone without a map to show you directions. So follow the heart.
The adventure of life. I am not certain it is possible to comprehend the mystery of life through our human brain. That's why we have a heart. The heart understands life. Life is like a parent, and our hearts are children. It is only through our hearts that we can understand life and look up to it and adore it. Goddess Life is the giver of our individual lives. All children have a mother and a father, and so do we. There is no such thing as a single father creator. We are children of the visible Mother Nature and the not so visible Father. You see the mother in all that surrounds us. The planet we are attached to by the gift of life, and all her life, plants, rocks, animals. Mother Nature is the visible manifestation of the divine. She is the divine feminine that so many try to suppress. She is now back in her full-blown glory. No more suppression. She will not allow it. The God we have been seeking for is also a goddess. She penetrates all dream dimensions with her body of nature. You can hold her in your arms. The divine is all yours when you touch a flower. She is the life force in the flattering wings of a dragonfly. She is everywhere you look. Jump into her arms and surrender to the Mother. She is the sacred map to the ultimate Godhead. We used to listen to our egos, but those are lost travelers without a map. Why listen to them ever, now that we can hear the Mother again? How wonderful to be here at this tremendous shift of the ages. The invisible worlds are here to assist our ascension. We are mystics of the earth. We meditated ourselves into nothingness. When we realized it was not about us, we enrich the cosmos with our beingness. When you extinguish the self, you become one with the source. When you are okay with your own non-existence, you become infinite. One with all stars in the cosmic body of creation. One with cosmic ecstasy. May life force explode in you freely now. You are an angel of rainbow light.
And so it is, angels of rainbow light. Here we are on this beautiful planet, co-creating with the rainbow light. This is what it's all about, really. Allowing all these energies to flow through us freely. And you know, that's how we get there. It doesn't matter as long as we get there. And so the video is one of the first videos on our YouTube channel. And again, I will be sending a replay and posting a replay, so you'll be able to see it not only on YouTube, but I'll send the email. So it's a very big teaching. And it's amazing. She will definitely, you know, she is in all things. And so she uses her own body to communicate with you. It is not meaningless when nature communicates with you at all. It's actually her talking to you. And she might start with animals. She might start with insects. She might start maybe even with the elemental queendom that, you know, some people start seeing the elementals. Or she might start with more the mystical states. You know, it really doesn't matter how we get there, but we want to liberate so that, and it could be dragonfly. Actually, it was dragonfly for me too. So I bought this on Etsy because that's what Divine Mother was sharing. Actually, it was the geometry in all things, and to study the geometries in nature, to study and connect deeply. You know, we are in a big process of transformation of consciousness, of course. And with Divine Mother being back in this world where she is, she really is, we will be rethinking a lot of things, and we will be invited to return to our natural intelligence. And many of the teachings that have been useful until this day might not be useful anymore when the Mother is back. I find that a lot of teachings we've had complicated things too much because the Mother was not here really. It was really hard to be connected to her in a world that was so disconnected from her. She is deeply, deeply embodied in our own earth. If anything that I learned the first few weeks from Divine Mother is that she is the body of the earth. Of course, she is the body of the cosmos, but you and me right now, we are the children of the earth. And so I only speak what I was given. And so hopefully it also works through our highest self and our divine self. This information and knowledge with Divine Mother because she's in all of us. So there is a lot to be said. We'll be speaking about Divine Mother and celebrating her existence today and 3 more days, and actually forever, of course. But I want to say that Divine Mother is the ultimate environmentalist, and she can enter a body of a human being fully when we liberate our channels. And this, some people call the Kundalini awakening, but it's way beyond that. It's really when she awakens in your body, and it's a very, very mystical state. She takes over the human body because the body is hers. Now, this is something that was lost in many traditions, is that actually she is the body Deva. She is the body elemental. And this is so important. To honor the mother, one has to also honor the physical body. Our consciousness is more like the Father. So we speak about the divine self, and maybe you have been on one of our calls where the divine self is shown as the 12 aspects of God. Now, we are a combination of 2 things. Well, really 3, but the 2 are really important right now, and that is the body Deva, the body elemental, is a creation of Divine Mother. It is the creation of the 5 elements, this elemental substance that we are in. And our consciousness was designed originally to enter this elemental substance. And again, I don't know much about the Bible, but I thought someone told me there was something about the marriage between, like a holy marriage between like the bride of Christ. I don't know exactly, but to me, the bride is the body, the elemental body that really receives this divine essence, consciousness. And then consciousness spiritualizes the matter, and the matter is an expression for consciousness in this world. So there's a lot to be said about this, but important is, you and me, we are in the elemental body, and this elemental body carries the consciousness of the divine into this world. The light of God is in you because you're here in this world right now, and you are emanating the light of God, the light of divine, through actually this vehicle. And I don't want to call it vehicle, let's call it the body Deva, the Devic. The Deva is Divine Mother. It's another name for Divine Mother, is she's the Devi. And so here we are now. The body Deva is of the earth, undoubtedly, of the elements, undoubtedly. And so the earth herself is a sacred planet that was never meant to be exploited or poisoned. Never, ever. And this is something where Divine Mother experiences pain through actually the actions of humanity, because she is the Deva. She is also the soul of the earth. And so all the elements have to work for Divine Mother. If there is a natural, I call it disaster maybe, it is always the elements trying to liberate this world. I love it. Thank you, Lucrecia. Wonderful. That's exactly what I had in mind. Because, you know, the body is actually meant to be a sacred temple for the consciousness of the divine. And so there's a lot to be said about the body. That's it. And so the earth, Divine Mother, when she started to come through me, she would come usually in the middle of the night when things are quiet and we are more in surrender. And then she said, I want to run all this energy of the earth through the body. So give me your body, I'll run the energy through it. And it was very unpleasant to me. It was like the suffering of the world was inside my body. I didn't feel good. But that's exactly what she feels. She feels, you know, the toxic waters. She feels the trash. And so we can also embody this environmental consciousness. And you see, hopefully some young people are awakening to this consciousness of Divine Mother. And that is that Divine Mother is the ultimate environmentalist, the one who protects, the one who cares, the one who plants trees, protects animals and children. That was another thing I learned from Divine Mother, how children in her world are considered to be the saints, the future saints who come to the earth, and they should not be taught the nonsense of the fallen, human unconsciousness, but they should be listened to as they bring the gift of consciousness from these beautiful realms where they embody from. And it's really, really wonderful. So Divine Mother is the most deeply caring, divine feminine presence, and she's in all of us. So of course she's also, we have the balance of Divine Mother, Divine Father. But Divine Mother, she cares especially, what she tells me always, for the weak first, the ones who need her the most first. And so she wants us to be like her, to care for that which needs to be cared for. And now this is the tricky part. She always does it from her own wholeness and never becomes really focused on the dysfunction. She is focused on the wholeness within her, which is love. And so she is like the counteracting force in this world. She brings love. She brings wholeness. She brings all that is good without the distraction of that which is in pain or suffering. She sees it, but does not become it. And so she's inviting us to look, see, don't become it, but be the counter force. So that means be like her. Bring the greatness in you and always be great. And look at the suffering of the world. This is exactly what she told me, and I know some people don't like to look at the suffering of the world. And I hear it a lot in the so-called light workers community, because our vibes should be so high. We should not look at things that make the suffering so obvious. But Divine Mother is actually the opposite of that. She looks, she sees, and then she gives rise to this amazingness within her own being, without any imperfection, So let's say she looks at war, she sees it, of course, and she gives rise to peace within herself, and all that comes out of her is peace, not a thought of war, even though she looked at it and she saw it. And she's inviting us to create like her, to come from the center middle point and not the delusion. And this is pretty much how Divine Mother creates. This is amazing. It's very simple. It's the infinity symbol that actually explains to us how creation comes into being. So I had a very mystical experience. I meditated for 2 weeks. Sorry, guys. Sorry, the gardener is here, so the dog's barking. So I decided to meditate for 2 weeks, for night and day, and I would just be meditating night and day. I was alone, so it was very easy. And so I went into this deep, deep, deep state. And then one day the divine just comes through you when you liberate yourself like that through meditation. And it can use really your, hands, your voice to speak through you. And suddenly my hands started to paint, and I never painted anything ever in my life, really. As a kid, you make beautiful drawings, but then as an adult, I didn't paint. But this suddenly came into being. And so this is a very, very, to me, activating image that the divine really translated into a piece of art. And that is creation, where the divine masculine, the divine feminine come together in the central point of oneness, which really we can call Christ. And that is the 0 point. And it is the place within us, within our consciousness, that is beyond duality. It is truly just oneness. And so that is how Divine Mother creates. She creates from this place of Christ light, which is oneness, love. And that to me is the place that I call truth. The truth is a state. It's an energy that exists beyond all dualities. And it just is, and it is love. And so love is not the opposite of fear, as some people say. Love simply is the truth. Let's put it like that. And that is, when Divine Mother looks at this world, she sees a lot, right? In this world, you can see a lot of stuff going on, but she sees, and her one reaction is always to come from the fullness of that which is an expression of love. So love, peace, compassion, thriving, and she's filled with that, nothing else but that, you know? And so she's inviting us to be like her, not to go into the right and the left, into the good versus evil, into the light versus darkness, because actually the true light is in the middle. It is not one side, it is in the middle. And so this is an amazing thing. To me, this is like a diagram of Christ, you know? So if you want to know Christ, it is in the middle. And, you know, the Buddha talked about the middle path. To me, it has nothing to do with moderation. I don't think that's a good understanding of it. It actually is the middle path, is the path beyond all dualities. It simply is. And it is love and it is light, but in the middle. And that is the secret actually of creation here. Not to be one-sided or lopsided, not to be out of balance, but to be always super centered in the center. And, you know, I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but that's where the power is. And that's where we become Christed beings who are miracle makers, because then the power is within us, with us, and that's how it works. So this is a tricky world, you know? It's very easy to get caught up in the game of this and to go to one side. And who, like Yogananda spoke about this as well. Sometimes people think, if I am all positive, if I am all in the one side of things, then surely I am one with God. But Yogananda said, you know, God is found in the middle. Divine Mother is found in the middle. Christ is found in the middle, beyond the dualities. So it's not that we start doing this. We have to go in the heart, in the middle, and that's where it is. It is all in the middle. So this game here is creating this world. Divine Mother always says, in this world, the pendulum, that's always what she calls it. She said it keeps swinging, you know, it keeps swinging to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, from sickness to disease, and from health to disease, and so on and so on. But she said, just be still in the middle, and that's where all the answers can be found. So, you know, it's a big teaching. It's not always easy. So the big thing that Divine Mother will teach also is forgiveness for all, absolutely, you know, the ultimate forgiveness where all is released, all is forgiven. And it's not like that we have to forgive a single person or that person or that person. It doesn't matter what. We have to look at the big picture of the unconsciousness that existed and still exists in this world. Yogananda called this force the adversary. The adversary is a force of unconsciousness, and it's trying to come in. And one of the forces of unconsciousness is a force of thinking that we are victims of anything and anyone, because the big picture is humans have been really playing this game of unconsciousness for a long time. And there are many different reasons for this, but it will end. All unconsciousness will end. And it was through unconsciousness that anyone has ever hurt you, or that we ever hurt anyone. It only is when we engage with unconsciousness. And so from that point of view, we release all by simply ultimately forgiving everything and everyone and all things, even though it sometimes seems to be hard, but that is the way to release all life force. And releasing life force is the key. As you can imagine, when this beauty comes into us, she wants to be glorified. She wants to become more of beauty. And so she's always asking, what is the most beautiful thing you could do with me? How could you express this beauty the most incredible way so that it really glorifies the Mother, glorifies the divine? And so that's the question. But if we hold on to something and we say, I don't want to forgive this person, they hurt me, and you know, very often we have experienced, I would say, horrific things, but maybe in other lifetimes we were the ones, you know, causing horrific pain to others. So, you know, it's good to look at the big picture and say, yeah, we've been playing this game of consciousness and unconsciousness, and it really became very toxic on planet Earth. But we can now cleanse it all. And so we take all that is stuck and we liberate it through becoming love. And that is the ultimate liberation. The ultimate liberation is an energetic release where we simply step into this amazing energy of love that is in all of us. It doesn't matter how deep that love might be, meaning, you know, if you have to dig for it, it is within us all. And it is truly a state of liberating love. And it's an explosion of consciousness that just makes everything bigger and better. So one way that this, you know, I really like this picture because it shows us when we are one with this cosmic energy, she just naturally starts flowing through us. She is so natural that there is not much that needs to be done just to align with our true nature. With our true nature, meaning we are beings of cosmic nature, including planetary nature. The more natural we become, the easier it gets. And that means seek nature within yourself and seek nature around yourself and seek nature in all things. And she will reveal to you incredible mysteries. All the mysteries are actually written in that nature. And so nature, we must protect her in this world because that is protecting the body of the mother. Meditation, of course, is super, super important. And many of us are doing breathing exercises. And many of us are in that beautiful course with Thea Rain as well. I recommend it to everyone because breathing is one way to reconnect our energetics with our cosmic mother nature. And I'll speak for about 8 more minutes and then we conclude our first call. So what is Ascension all about? Well, we are in the process of it now, and I say hopefully this time we will manage to transcend and to grow and to expand. And it has everything to do with the rainbow light. So the earth herself, when she went through the fall of consciousness and when she went through the end of Mu and the end of Atlantis, what happened to the earth herself is that she lost her coherence. She lost her centeredness. She lost her axis. We also have now the axis that is tilted, but everything will be coming back into balance and alignment. But also you and me can already start aligning within. And that is when we align with all nature within us and around us, and we become incredibly loving, we become all love, and our rainbow body starts shining through us because we simply have liberated all the channels. And you can call it the meridians, the nadis. Within us are energetic channels. Some are physical, some are non-physical. And when we open up to this all, we finally can receive the fullness of our divinity, and that is the rainbow light. Now, Mother Earth has a plan. Mother Earth has the same plan, and that is to become a rainbow being, a being of rainbow light. We can call her the Green Tara as Mother Nature. That's how she represented herself to me when she explained this. And she said the Green Tara, once again, will be surrounded by the rainbow light. And that means the earth herself will come into alignment where all is in balance, all is in harmony. But what makes this world so balanced and harmonious is us. When we come into our own alignment with all these beautiful forces, when we balance all within us in our own consciousness and unconsciousness and really allow, our divine self to be the guide and our body deva to be the guide in this reality, then we create this field around the earth of rainbow light. And that's exactly what we are doing. You and me on this planet are stepping into our rainbow light so that the earth herself can be surrounded by rainbows, which will be emanating from us. And that's why we have so many prophecies about the rainbow children who will change this world. It's simply as you and me stepping into our fullness and our truth, which is divine light shining through us. That's it. And so with that, I'm so grateful to be here with you, to be celebrating Divine Mother. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the same time. We will be repeating the calls also at 5 p.m. Pacific if anyone wants to join again. The call is always slightly different, and we will be again calling in Divine Mother and giving our love to her. And let us close with the prayer once again to Divine Mother from the bottom of our hearts and souls. Mother, I give you my soul call. You cannot remain hidden anymore. Come out of the silent sky. Come out of the mountain glen. Come out of my secret soul. Come out of my cave of silence. So thank you so much for being here. This will be posted on YouTube, and I hope to see you tomorrow. It's going to be same time, same Zoom. So if you want to mark your calendars, we're working for 4 days with Divine Mother, and great knowledge will be unveiled to us and great practices as well. And always remember to put your sweet feet on the ground to get information from our own Mother Earth as she emanates through our feet without shoes. And she always gives us her love. So thank you so much.